The smart home is a lie. We've been sold a vision of the future that looks like a sci-fi utopia, but functions like a high-stakes IT department for a company that doesn't pay you. We are told that connectivity equals convenience, that data equals control, and that spending $300 on a device that replaces a $5 manual task is somehow an evolution of the human species. It's not. It's a slow-motion descent into digital clutter, and it's time we admit that we've been played by Silicon Valley's greatest magic trick, tech solutionism. I'm not speaking from a place of superiority. I'm speaking from the floor of my kitchen 3 years ago, nearly in tears because I couldn't make toast. I had purchased a high-end touchscreen Wi-Fi-enabled toaster. It was beautiful. It had presets for artisanal sourdough and gluten-free brioche. But that morning, the firmware decided to update. My toaster, an appliance whose only job is to apply radiant heat to bread, was optimizing its connectivity. While I was rushing to get to a meeting, I was locked out of my own breakfast by a progress bar. I sat there staring at a frozen screen on a heating element and realized I had traded my autonomy for an illusion. I had spent $200 to make my life objectively more difficult. This brings us to a question that we rarely ask ourselves in the checkout aisle. At what point did we start measuring our self-worth by the complexity of our possessions rather than the quality of our time? We've been conditioned to believe that a sophisticated life is one mediated by screens and sensors. But if you have to troubleshoot your living room before you can sit down to relax, who is actually serving whom? We are currently living in the golden age of the feature fatigue epidemic. This isn't an accident. It is the result of a relentless marketing machine that has successfully rebranded unnecessary as essential. In the United States, the average household now owns upwards of 25 connected devices. We are surrounded by an invisible web of signals, all promising to optimize our existence. But look at the cost. We are sold the illusion of achievement. The idea that by buying a smart trash can or a Bluetooth-enabled salt shaker, we are somehow becoming more organized, more optimized, and more successful. This is consumerism disguised as progress. The industry calls it the Internet of Things, but it's more accurately described as the Internet of planned obsolescence. Marketing departments play on our deepest insecurities. The fear of being left behind, the fear of inefficiency, and the pressure to keep up with the digital Joneses. We've been convinced that if a device isn't smart, it's dumb. And by extension, we are dumb for using it. Recent market data suggests that nearly 40% of smart home features go unused after the first 30 days. We pay a premium for a brain we never use. This isn't just a personal failing, it's a systemic design. By turning a simple mechanical object into an electronic one, manufacturers ensure that the product has a shelf life. A traditional deadbolt lasts 50 years. A smart lock lasts until the manufacturer decides to stop supporting the app or until the internal processor becomes too slow to handle the next security patch. We are creating a mountain of e-waste under the guise of smart living. We are trading the permanent for the perishable, and we're paying for the privilege of doing so. The refrigerator with the giant tablet. The kitchen is the heart of the home, but big tech wants to turn it into a billboard. Our brains are hardwired to crave novelty. When you see a refrigerator with a 21-inch touchscreen that can show you the weather, play Spotify, and track your milk expiration dates, your dopamine receptors fire. You feel like the captain of a starship. It's a short-term rush of feeling futuristic and in control of your domestic domain. You imagine yourself effortlessly meal planning while your fridge mirrors your smartphone. The hard truth is that you are buying a $2,000 appliance with a $200 tablet glued to the front that will be obsolete in 3 years. While the cooling compressor might last a decade, the software will lag. The apps will stop updating, and you'll be left with a giant glowing brick in your kitchen that serves no purpose other than to distract you. You're paying for the electricity to power a screen you don't need, and you're inviting data harvesting companies into the one place that should be private. Your fridge shouldn't have a privacy policy. Ask yourself this: is your life so devoid of screens that you need your leftovers to have their own social media interface? Swap a high-quality dumb stainless steel refrigerator and a $10 magnetic whiteboard. The whiteboard never needs a software update. It doesn't track your data, and it's a far more efficient way to leave a note for your family. The Wi-Fi-enabled smart toaster and kettle. The psychological hook here is optimization culture. We are obsessed with the idea of the perfect morning. We think that if we can trigger the kettle from our beds via an app, we've somehow hacked our productivity. It gives us a sense of micro-mastery over our environment. We feel like we're winning the day before our feet even hit the floor because we've automated a task that takes exactly 10 seconds of physical effort. In reality, these devices are the peak of dumb smart tech. To use a smart kettle, you still have to walk to the kitchen to get the water, put the tea bag in the mug, and pour it. The automation saves you zero actual labor. Furthermore, these devices introduce massive security vulnerabilities into your home network. Most of these cheap smart appliances have abysmal encryption. You are literally trading your digital security for the convenience of not having to press a physical button. It's a bad trade. You're adding another point of failure to your morning routine. When the Wi-Fi is down, you're not just offline, you're caffeineless. If your morning is so fragile that walking 10 steps to turn on a kettle breaks, it is the kettle the problem, or is your schedule the problem? The Swap, a high-end manual electric kettle with a physical gooseneck. It's faster, it's built to last a lifetime, and it provides a tactile, meditative moment of presence in your morning instead of another digital interaction. The automated sensor trash can. This is the hygiene theater trap. Our brains are easily spooked by the idea of germs and friction. The marketing tells us that touching a trash can lid is a biological hazard. The satisfaction of waving your hand and watching a motorized lid whisper open feels like magic. It's a small, luxurious power move that makes us feel like we live in a five-star hotel. We tell ourselves it's cleaner, sleeker, and more efficient. The hard truth is that you've turned a simple, reliable lid into a battery-operated chore. These sensors fail. The motors burn out. The batteries die at the most inconvenient times, leaving you with a lid that stays closed when your hands are full of chicken scraps. You are now a slave to the charging cycle of your garbage. Moreover, the environmental impact of the lithium batteries and the non-recyclable plastic housing for the electronics far outweighs any efficiency gain. You've taken a product that was perfected a century ago, the step-on pedal, and made it fragile and expensive. Does a trash can really need a brain to handle your coffee grounds and junk mail? The Swap, a heavy-duty stainless steel step-on pedal bin. It's more hygienic because you use your foot. It never needs batteries, and it will likely outlive your current house. Smart light bulbs for every socket. The hook here is atmosphere control. We love the idea of scenes, the movie night setting, or the evening chill glow. It's a form of environmental escapism. Our brains love the ability to change colors and dim lights with a voice command because it gives us a godlike feeling of control over our surroundings. It's the ultimate interior design shortcut. Instead of decorating, we just change the light to purple. The hard truth is the maintenance tax. When you have 30 smart bulbs, you no longer have lights, you have a fleet of devices. If your router resets, you might find yourself sitting in the dark, or worse, having all your lights turn on at 3 a.m. at 100% brightness because of a power flicker. You are constantly repairing devices, updating bridges, and troubleshooting why the kitchen left bulb isn't responding. You've replaced a 20-cent mechanical switch with a complex cloud-based ecosystem. You are now paying a subscription of time and frustration just to see in the dark. Are you actually creating an atmosphere? Or are you just distracting yourself from the clutter of your own mind with colorful LEDs? The Speaker Swap use smart bulbs only for accent lamps, but keep your overhead lighting on traditional dumb switches. If you want dimming, install a high-quality physical dimmer switch. It's a one-time installation that works every single time, regardless of your internet connection. The AI-powered laundry washer and dryer. The hook is decision fatigue. We are tired, and the idea that a machine can detect the fabric type and automatically dispense the perfect amount of detergent sounds like a godsend. It's the promise of offloading our mental load to an algorithm. We feel like we're being eco-friendly and high-tech at the same time. It's the ultimate set-it-and-forget-it fantasy. The hard truth is that these machines are a repairman's nightmare. In the US, the lifespan of a washing machine has dropped from 15 to 20 years down to about 5 to 7 years. Why? Because the sensitive sensors and control boards are housed in a vibrating, humid environment. These smart features are the first things to break, and they cost more to fix than the machine is worth. You aren't saving money on detergent. You're spending it on a new motherboard every 4 years. You are trading the longevity of a mechanical workhorse for a fancy interface that doesn't actually get your clothes any cleaner. If you can't trust yourself to pour a cap full of soap into a tray, have you lost your connection to the basic rhythms of taking care of yourself? The Swap, buy a commercial-grade or prosumer manual washer. They are built with metal gears instead of plastic sensors. They are louder, they have fewer buttons, and they will wash your clothes perfectly for the next quarter century. The temptation to smartify our lives comes from a good place. We want things to be easier. We want to be modern. We want to feel like we're living in the future we were promised. But true convenience isn't about having more features, it's about having fewer worries. A home that requires constant digital maintenance isn't a smart home, it's a second job. If you've already filled your house with these things, don't feel ashamed. We've all been seduced by the slick packaging and the connected lifestyle. But the next time you're standing in a store looking at a device that wants to connect to your Wi-Fi, ask yourself, does this solve a problem I actually have, or does it just create a new way for things to break? Change starts with the next purchase. It starts by choosing the mechanical over the electronic, the permanent over the temporary, and the simple over the smart. Let's reclaim our homes from the cycle of updates and notifications. Let's go back to a world where our appliances work for us and not the other way around. A truly smart home is one where you can put your phone down and just live,